I bet you didn't know that love can find you at 35,000 feet. Ethan adjusted his tie, his heart pounding with the usual pre-flight jitters. He hated flying, always had. Boarding this red-eye to London for an important business meeting wasn't exactly how he'd pictured his week going. He was a rising star in a prestigious New York finance firm, his days usually filled with spreadsheets and high-stakes negotiations, not cramped airplane seats and turbulent skies. Glancing at his boarding pass, he saw his seat number 23A. Great, he muttered under his breath. Middle seat. As he shuffled down the narrow aisle, a flash of color caught his eye. A woman with fiery red hair was struggling to fit her bag into the overhead compartment. She was elegant, her simple black dress a stark contrast to the casual attire of the other passengers. Ethan hesitated, then stepped forward. "Need a hand?" he offered, his voice a low rumble. The woman turned, her green eyes widening in surprise. "Oh!" she breathed, a hint of an accent coloring her words. "Thank you, that would be lovely." Ethan easily lifted her bag, his eyes meeting hers for a fleeting moment. He couldn't help but notice the hint of vulnerability beneath her composed exterior. Her name was Klara. She was an interior designer, she explained as they settled into their seats, her voice as smooth as velvet. She'd lived in London and Paris, her work gracing the pages of prestigious design magazines. Ethan found himself captivated, not just by her beauty, but by the passion that ignited in her eyes when she spoke about her work. He learned about her childhood in Poland, her dreams of transforming spaces, the way she used color and texture to evoke emotions. Ethan, usually so guarded, found himself opening up to her, sharing his own aspirations, his fears, the loneliness that sometimes crept into his meticulously organized life. Hours melted away as they talked, their conversation flowing as easily as the wine Ethan ordered for them. He discovered a shared love for classic novels, a mutual appreciation for jazz music, a connection that transcended their different worlds. As the plane soared over the Atlantic, the seatbelt sign suddenly flashed on. The captain's voice, tight with urgency, announced unexpected turbulence. Clara's hand flew to her chest, her breath catching in her throat. Ethan noticed her fear, the way her green eyes, so full of life moments ago, now shimmered with panic. He reached for her hand, his touch a silent reassurance. "It's okay," he murmured, his voice a calming presence amidst the chaos of the rattling cabin. "I hate flying," she confessed, her voice barely a whisper, especially over water. She revealed her fear stemmed from a childhood memory, a turbulent flight that had left an indelible mark on her young mind. Ethan listened patiently, his thumb gently stroking the back of her hand. He told her about his own anxieties, about the techniques he used to cope with his fear. He made her laugh, sharing funny anecdotes from his travels, anything to distract her from the storm raging outside. The turbulence, thankfully, subsided, but fate, it seemed, had other plans. An announcement crackled over the intercom, informing passengers of a medical emergency that necessitated an unscheduled landing in Singapore. The delay was projected to be at least 8 hours. Groans rippled through the cabin, but Ethan felt a strange sense of relief. He wasn't ready for his journey with Klara to end. As they disembarked, he noticed the fatigue etched on Clara's face. "Come on," he said, taking her carry-on bag. "Let's find somewhere quiet. I'm buying the first round of coffee." He learned that Klara was dreading her final destination, Warsaw. It was her first trip back to Poland after 12 years, a journey back to a past she wasn't sure she was ready to face. Singapore's Changi Airport, with its lush gardens and tranquil koi ponds, became their temporary haven. They wandered through the airport's butterfly garden, marveling at the vibrant colors, sharing stories and laughter. Ethan, captivated by Clara's spirit, suggested they venture out into the city. He booked them a driver, and soon they were immersed in the sights and sounds of Singapore, a vibrant tapestry of cultures and cuisines. They strolled through the bustling streets, sampled spicy street food, and marveled at the futuristic architecture of the super trees. As they watched the sun set over Marina Bay sands, casting an ethereal glow over the city, Ethan felt an undeniable connection to the woman by his side. Their time in Singapore flew by, each moment precious, a stolen adventure in the midst of their otherwise scheduled lives. As they stood at the gate, their boarding passes in hand, a wave of sadness washed over Ethan. He'd grown accustomed to her presence, her laughter, the way her eyes lit up when she talked about her passions. Saying goodbye felt impossible. "This isn't goodbye," Klara said, her voice soft but firm, as if reading his thoughts. "It's just, until next time." She wrote down her number on a napkin, her hand lingering over his as she passed it to him. "Next time," Ethan echoed, his heart aching with a bittersweet mix of hope and uncertainty. The flight to London felt longer, the empty seat beside him a constant reminder of Clara's absence. Ethan threw himself into his work, trying to ignore the emptiness that seemed to follow him like a shadow. He thought about her constantly. Her infectious laugh, the way her eyes crinkled at the corners when she smiled, the way she made him forget, for a few precious hours, the pressures of his demanding job. One evening, back in his New York apartment, he found himself staring at the napkin with her number. Taking a deep breath, he typed out a message. "Just landed. Thinking about our Singapore adventure. Hope Warsaw is treating you well." He hesitated, then pressed send. The reply came almost instantly. "Warsaw is challenging, but your message made me smile. Thank you for that." Their text conversations became a lifeline, a thread of connection across continents and time zones. They shared their daily triumphs and frustrations, their hopes and fears. Ethan learned about Clara's difficult reunion with her estranged father, the painful memories resurfacing after years of being buried. He offered words of support, his own experiences with his family's complicated dynamics, giving him a unique understanding of her struggles. He found himself looking forward to her messages, his heart skipping a beat every time his phone buzzed with a notification from her. He decided to take a chance. He booked a flight to Warsaw, surprising Klara with a weekend getaway to Krakow. They wandered hand in hand through the city's historic square, their laughter echoing through the cobbled streets. They shared pierogies, sipped hot chocolate at a cozy cafe, and stole kisses under the moonlight. Ethan and Clara's journey continues as they navigate the challenges of a long-distance relationship, finding creative ways to stay connected and keep their love alive. They discovered the magic of virtual dates, sharing meals over video calls and watching movies together despite the miles between them. Ethan would surprise Klara with handwritten letters, each one filled with his deepest thoughts and feelings, while Klara would send him sketches of the places she longed to show him. They planned their future adventures, dreaming of new destinations to explore together. Their love grew stronger with each passing day, grounded in trust and fueled by their shared dreams. They learned to cherish the moments they had, whether it was a spontaneous weekend trip or a simple text message. Every interaction became a reminder of the bond they had forged, a proof of the resilience of their love. Through the highs and lows, the laughter and tears, Ethan and Klara found solace in knowing they were never truly alone. Their love was a beacon, guiding them through the distance, reminding them that sometimes the most precious connections are the ones worth fighting for. Their story was far from a conventional love story. He was a finance whiz from New York. She was a free-spirited artist finding her way back to her roots. They lived thousands of miles apart, their lives separated by different time zones and demanding careers. But somewhere between a chance encounter at Gate 23 and a shared adventure in Singapore, something extraordinary had blossomed. As they stood at the airport, bidding farewell once again, they knew their journey was far from over. This was just the beginning, a love story written in the stars, a proof of the power of connection, a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected encounters can lead to the most beautiful destinations. Months had passed since their last farewell. Ethan and Klara kept their connection alive through video calls and texts, but fate had another surprise. Ethan stepped off the plane in Paris. He came for business, but destiny had a different plan. He saw a familiar face in the crowd. Klara stood there with a sign, "Welcome to Paris, Ethan." She had flown in to surprise him. Their eyes met, and the distance vanished. They embraced, the world fading into a blur. In Paris, their connection reignited. They wandered the streets, visited cafes, and shared stories under the stars. The universe conspired to bring them together. On a bridge overlooking the Seine, Ethan whispered, "I'll always find my way back to you." Klara smiled, knowing their love story was just beginning, in the most unexpected of places. Their journey continued, a beautiful proof of love and connection, and the magic of serendipity. They explore the city together, sharing stories and laughter. The Eiffel Tower stands tall in the distance, a symbol of their enduring connection. Gap 2S. As they stroll through the vibrant streets of Paris, their hands intertwined, they feel an unspoken bond that words can scarcely describe. They visit the Louvre, marveling at art that has withstood the proof of time, much like their own relationship. In a cozy corner of a cafe, they share a croissant, their laughter blending with the soft hum of the city. Gap 2S. Hours turn into moments as they lose themselves in each other and the beauty around them. The sun sets, casting a golden hue over the Seine River, and they find themselves once again on the bridge where Ethan had whispered his promise. This time it is Klara who speaks, her voice filled with emotion. "Ethan, no matter where life takes us, this moment will always be our anchor." Gap 2S. As night falls, the city lights up, reflecting off the water and illuminating their faces. They share a kiss, a tender reminder that love in its purest form is both timeless and boundless. Under the Parisian sky, they realize that their love story is not just about the places they visit or the miles they travel, but about the moments they create together. And in this city of lights, they find that their hearts beat as one, ready to face whatever the future holds, together. Just as the night seems perfect, a sudden challenge arises. Ethan receives an urgent call from work, demanding his immediate attention. The weight of responsibility threatens to pull him away from this cherished moment. Klara sees the worry etched on his face and gently takes his hand. "We'll face this together," she says, her voice steady and reassuring. They find a quiet spot in the cafe, and with Klara's support, Ethan navigates the crisis. Her presence is a calming force, and together they find a solution. The challenge, once daunting, becomes proof of their resilience and partnership. It is a reminder that love is not just about the joyous moments, but also about standing by each other in times of need. As they step back into the Parisian night, the city lights seem to shine brighter, reflecting their strengthened bond. They walk hand in hand, knowing that together they can overcome anything. This experience only deepens their connection, proving that their love is not just bound by romance, but by trust, support, and unwavering commitment. Under the stars, they share a silent promise to always be each other's anchor no matter what challenges come their way. As the night wears on, and the city of Paris embraces its serene beauty, Ethan and Klara find themselves on a quiet bench overlooking the Seine. The gentle hum of the city provides a soothing backdrop as they reflect on their journey. Klara leans her head on Ethan's shoulder and with a soft smile she begins to speak. "We've come so far, haven't we?" she says, her voice filled with warmth and nostalgia. Ethan nods, his eyes gazing at the shimmering water. From that chance encounter at Gate 23 to navigating life's challenges together, it's been quite a journey. They share a moment of silence, each lost in their memories. The highs and lows, the laughter and tears, the moments of doubt and the overwhelming joy, they all come rushing back. "Every challenge we've faced has only made us stronger," Ethan says, his voice filled with conviction, "and every moment we've shared has brought us closer." Klara lifts her head, looking into Ethan's eyes. "I couldn't imagine facing any of it without you," she whispers. They sit in silence, the bond between them palpable. The city lights dance on the water, a reflection of their love, bright, unwavering, and eternal. In that moment they realize that their journey is far from over. It's just the beginning of a lifetime of shared experiences, growth, and unwavering support. Hand in hand they rise from the bench, ready to face whatever the future holds, knowing that together they can overcome anything. As they rise from the bench, Ethan and Klara walk along the Seine, their hands intertwined. The city of Paris, bathed in the soft glow of the streetlights, seems to whisper promises of new adventures. Ethan turns to Klara, his eyes sparkling. "What if we travel the world together?" Clara's face lights up. "Yes, we could start with Italy. I've always wanted to see Venice," she replies. "And after that, Maybe Japan during cherry blossom season? We could document our journey and inspire others. Ethan smiles, squeezing Klara's hand. I love that idea. But beyond traveling, I want us to build a life together. Klara's eyes shine with tears of joy. I've always dreamed of that too, a place where we can grow, learn, and create memories together. In that moment, the future seems bright and filled with endless possibilities. With hearts full of hope and excitement, Ethan and Klara continue their walk, ready to embrace whatever the future holds. Together they know they can achieve anything and everything. As the sun sets over the Seine, Ethan and Klara stand at the train station entrance. It's time to part ways. Ethan holds Klara's hands. I wish this moment could last forever, he says. Klara, tearful, replies, This isn't goodbye, it's just, see you soon. We'll make this work, Ethan promises. Distance means nothing when our hearts are this close. They share one last embrace. Ethan watches as Klara boards the train. She looks back, mouthing, I love you. Ethan responds in kind. Their hearts are forever intertwined. The scene fades out, leaving a sense of bittersweet hope. In the days that follow their heartfelt goodbye, Ethan and Klara find solace in the digital realm, their phones becoming lifelines of love. Through messages and calls, they bridge the physical distance, creating a routine that keeps them connected despite the miles that separate them. Morning texts filled with sweet nothings and photos of their daily lives become a cherished ritual. Video calls offer glimpses into each other's worlds, making the distance feel just a bit smaller. They share their dreams, their worries, and their plans for the future, nurturing their love with every word exchanged. Ethan sends Klara a photo of a sunset from his window, mirroring the golden hues of their last evening together. Klara responds with a picture of her morning coffee, her smile as bright as the sun. Each message is a reminder that they are not alone, that their love is strong enough to withstand the distance. As days turn into weeks, their bond only grows stronger. They learn to cherish the small moments, finding joy in the simple act of hearing each other's voice. Their love, once forged in the skies, now thrives in the digital ether, proving that true connection transcends physical boundaries. The scene fades out, leaving viewers with a sense of warmth and hope, a proof of the enduring power of love in the modern age. Ethan decides to take a leap of faith and books a flight to Klara's city for a surprise visit. As Klara sits at her favorite cafe, she feels a familiar presence behind her. She turns around to see Ethan with a bouquet of flowers. Her eyes widen in shock and joy. She jumps up and hugs him as the cafe patrons clap. For a moment the world fades away. Ethan whispers, I had to see you. Klara's heart swells with love and gratitude. They explore the city, hand in hand, their connection stronger than ever. Every moment reinforces their love. The scene fades out with a panoramic view of the city skyline. This visit proves their love can conquer any distance. After their emotional reunion, Ethan and Klara knew their love story was far from over. They embarked on a new adventure, exploring new places and creating lasting memories. With a map in hand, they discovered hidden gems and breathtaking landscapes. Their first stop was a quaint village with charming cobblestone streets and a vibrant market. Hand in hand they wandered through the stalls, tasting exotic fruits. The air was filled with laughter and the scent of fresh flowers. They hiked through lush forests and marveled at cascading waterfalls. Each step brought them closer, sharing stories and dreams. The panoramic views were awe-inspiring, a perfect backdrop for their love. They visited historic landmarks, serene beaches, and bustling cityscapes. Every new place added a chapter to their love story. Their adventure was about the memories they created together. Every sunset meal and moment strengthened their bond. They realized it wasn't the destination, but the journey together. As their adventure ended, they knew they had created a treasure trove of memories. With hearts full of love, they promised to continue exploring together. Their happiest moments were set against their unwavering love. This journey was proof of the power of love and the endless possibilities ahead. Ethan and Klara's love story continues, filled with joy, challenges, and unwavering commitment. After their unforgettable journey, they returned home with hearts full of love and memories. But their story was far from over. Daily video calls, surprise gifts, and heartfelt letters became their lifeline. They found comfort in the little things, like watching the same movie simultaneously or cooking the same recipe miles apart. One evening, Ethan revealed a surprise. He had been saving up for a special trip, a visit to Klara's hometown during the holidays. The holidays arrived, and with it, a reunion filled with warmth and love. They made a promise to continue facing every obstacle together, to cherish every moment, and to never lose sight of the love that had brought them together. With a renewed sense of purpose and hope, Ethan and Klara embarked on a new chapter of their love story.